Hello everyone, this is Crustlemania and welcome back to another video. This is the 27th selling results week video, and surprisingly we're at 27 weeks. As I've said in the last few videos, it's pretty crazy that we've done this for 27 weeks, so thank you to everyone that's watched these videos so far. Really do appreciate it, as the views have even gone down on these videos. But I also appreciate the people that have purchased cards from me so far, whether they watch these videos or not. So anyways, we'll get into this week's video. So this week there were about 6 cards that were sold, and to be quite honest, currently as of me recording this video, I only have one card that's actively listed on my eBay page, and I'm not exactly sure what the sales are going to look like going forward, but I'll touch base on that at the end of this video. So the first card you'll see here that I sold this week was the Galarian Zapdos V, and this was the third one I got from the card show. And this card actually sold a lot faster than the last one I sold in the last week or two selling results week videos, where the card before this actually was on my eBay page about 3 or 4 listing cycles, and this one only was up there for 1 listing cycle. So pretty surprised there, as this card moved a lot faster than the other one. So this card actually started off at $6 and then ended up being bid up to about $7. So after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, this card came down to about an eBay net profit of $5.01. So basically kind of broke even on this card for the amount that I got this card for. But all the Galarian Zapdos Vs that I currently have are now sold, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure if I found this card again at a card show, whether this card would be about the same price. So definitely we'll see in the future if there are any available at a card show, and if I'm able to pick one up, or if I really want to. So the next card that sold this week was the Galarian Articuno V, and this is the 4th one I've sold. The Zapdos I've sold 3 total so far, and this is the 4th one. But the second Galarian Articuno V that I got from the last card show, and like the Zapdos, this card was up on my eBay page for the last version that just sold for a while, and this one I just put up at the same time as the Zapdos, and this one sold relatively quickly. So this card has really nice art, and like the Zapdos, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find this card again at the price point that I got it, just because the bull market is going up so much that some of the card prices probably at like a card show will be a lot higher, or just in general at like the LGS store, just in the wild on Facebook Marketplace or something. So this card started off like the Zapdos at $6 and then ended up getting bid up to about $7.50, and then after the sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, came about to an eBay net profit of $5.43. So pretty much also for this card, I think broke even as well for the amount I got it for. So honestly, just glad that these 2 cards sold, and they sold for higher than I thought, because the last 2 I just sold went for about $6 if I remember correctly. So pretty interesting how kind of a difference a week makes just with these cards. But anyways, that's the second card that sold this week. The third card that sold this week was the Radiant Eevee, and this is my last Radiant Eevee. So I think in total I sold about 5 Radiant Eevees, but this is the 3rd one that I sold from the cards that I got from the card show. So this Radiant Eevee, I know the bull market is pretty crazy right now with this card, but this card I didn't really charge as much as I normally, or as much as I could have, because I think as of me recording this video, the last I remember seeing this card was at 12-ish, maybe 13-ish dollars. But this card I listed it at $10, just because in my last video for just the market comparisons, I saw that the range for this Eevee was about $8 to $10, and when I did price comps when this one went up, it still was around $10 to maybe $11, but I initially put this card at $11, but just didn't feel right to me. So when I put it at $10, it was enough for me to make my margins, so I just was okay there. And this card ended up selling for about $10.50. And then after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, I made about an eBay net profit of $7.90. So basically it sold for the same price as the last Radiant Eevee that I sold, which to me is fine because I made my margins back with that price. that I got back from the eBay earnings. So I was okay with that. And honestly, whoever got this card got a really nice card. And I will not be able to find the Radiant Eevee at the price that I found it at the last card show, just because this card has shot up so much that I don't think this Radiant Eevee will even be at around the same price point at that time. So definitely something to note, as this card has gone up a lot. It could be higher than $13 even now, $12, $13. So anyways, the next card that sold this week was one of the cards I picked up from the Facebook Marketplace listing, which was the Crobat V from Lost Origins, the Trainer Gallery card. This card is very nice, actually. I do like the art style. The Crobat looks like it's in motion. I'm not really familiar who the trainer is in the back, but it's a really nice card. Near mint condition. Got it from that Facebook seller, and honestly, I sold quite a few Trainer Gallery cards this week, so I almost deem this as the Trainer Gallery card week, but that's just for me and my own kind of amusement calling that what this week is. But this Crobat V was a pretty nice card, and I saw this at the card show, the last one I went to, with all the when I picked up the Radiant Eevee and the Galarian Articuno Zapdos. I saw this card, but I didn't pick it up because someone else actually took it out of the binder, and I was like, yeah, that's okay. You know, they're probably a collector or something, so they probably were looking for this card to complete their Trainer Gallery set. So nothing too crazy there, but this card ended up selling for about $5, and then after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, came out to about an eBay net profit of $3.30. So not too bad on that one for the Crobat. And honestly, this card's really nice, and this card is going to a good home. So glad to have partially owned this card, and glad that this card is going to a good home now. So honestly, really nice artwork there. So the next card that sold this week was the Dusknoir Trainer Gallery card, and this one's from Brilliant Stars. This card actually came from the same Facebook Market seller the first time I bought from him. Basically, when I was negotiating with him for the cards, I think he said he had the Entei V from Galarian Gallery, and he asked me if I wanted it, and I was kind of interested in this card too. He's like, hey, if you're going to pick up the Entei, I'll just throw this card in as well. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I actually ended up getting the card from him, and I had this card up on my eBay page for a while. To be quite honest, I kind of upcharged it in the beginning just because I wasn't sure what the value I could get out of this card was. I ended up lowering it down to kind of around where market value is, which makes sense. I did try a little bit higher just to see if there was any traction, and there wasn't really any traction. So that kind of just showed me what the actual market value of this card was. So hey, that's cool with me there. So definitely a learning lesson just for this card. But this card sold for about $1.50, and then after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, came out to about an eBay net profit about 30 cents. So nothing too big, but honestly, a really nice Trainer Gallery card, and I got this card thrown in when I got the Entei, so pretty interesting there. So I think it worked out in everyone's favor, and this card is also going to good home. So this is the last Trainer Gallery card that actually sold this week, and I feel like the Trainer Gallery week. That's kind of what I'm going to coin this week as. So the last card was actually kind of surprising to me. So the last card that sold was the Charizard V from Brilliant Stars. I got in the same time I got the Dusknoir. And this one, I actually lowered the price as well, just because it wasn't getting as much traction as the first one I sold. So by lowering it a little bit, I was still within the margins of what I wanted it for. But this card actually sold, and it kind of surprised me because this was one of the last few remaining cards on my eBay page. And honestly, did not really expect this one to sell, so kind of surprising there. But again, it's a Charizard, so you never know. I just figured that this Charizard would sell a little bit quicker than I initially thought, because normally Charizards sell pretty fast. But anyways, this card sold for about $4, and after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, came out to about an eBay net profit of $2.43. So pretty close to breaking even there, but overall just a interesting week. I was surprised to have 6 sales, but as I mentioned earlier in this video, I literally only have one card on my eBay page right now, and there may be a couple cards I may throw up on there, but I don't have much in terms of like putting up on eBay and selling. in terms of cards. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be picking up any more cards. The one thing I will say is I am planning to go to a card show within the next week or two, I think, with my friends. So maybe if I'm at the card show, I'll pick up some cards, but we definitely will see, as the bull market right now will increase a lot of the pricings of the cards. So I'm not exactly sure what I will be able to pick up there, or just anywhere along the way at the LGS store or Facebook Marketplace. There may be something I pick up, but it may not be anytime soon. So my eBay page is going to be pretty bare for a while. So I actually am not sure if there will be any selling results videos for next week, or like if there are any sales for next week, just unless that one card on my eBay page sells. But otherwise, like, I think next week is actually going to be my first zero sales week in a while, just because I don't have any cards left. So very interesting there. But overall, I hope you guys have really enjoyed this series. I noticed that my view count for some of these videos has gone down, but that's kind of okay. It's kind of expected. There was a little bit of a boom, but then it kind of died down a little bit, which is okay. It's kind of expected for what it is for these videos. But I'm glad there are at least some people that do enjoy these videos, and I'm glad that, you know, we built a little audience around these videos, even though I'm pretty sure next week is going to be a zero sales week. If it isn't, I will be very surprised. But anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next video, whatever it may be. So have a good one, everyone. Peace.